Over every NFL offseason, one of my main goals is to find potential breakout players. In 2023, I predicted guys like Trent McDuffie and George Pickens to break out. And in this video, I want to give you guys 5 players that I believe will break out in the 2024 NFL season. But before you guys watch this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and read my full article about this topic on PlayerProfiler.com. The link will be in the description. After being drafted to the Colts with the 4th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, it was really uncertain whether Richardson would actually start day 1. Although he had elite rushing ability and obviously had a historic combine, running a 4.43 at 6'4", 244 pounds, he was really raw as a passer at Florida. But he had a really good training camp and did become the day 1 starter. Surprisingly, in Richardson's first 3 games, he was excelling more than any other rookie quarterback in my opinion. He had 3 passing touchdowns to only 1 interception and had 4 rushing touchdowns. But unfortunately, Richardson did break his right shoulder in week 4 versus the Titans after being tackled awkwardly on his right shoulder. And of course, he did have surgery, which ended his season. But despite Richardson's injury, the Colts were able to finish 9-8 with Gardner Minshew and first-year head coach Shane Steichen. And they also finished as the number 11th scoring offense in the NFL with 23.3 points per game. But if Richardson can fully recover from his shoulder surgery and play a full season, he will have a breakout year. The Colts have already proven that they are an elite rushing offense. In 2023, they were 10th in total rushing yards with 2,059 yards. And they also have a really good offensive line, as the unit was ranked 6th in PFF pass blocking with a grade of 71.7, and they were ranked 7th in PFF run blocking at a grade of 68.2. And with Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, and Adonai Mitchell, 2024 second rounder, the Colts have a very solid skill position group. Shane Steichen has also proven that he can mold rushing style quarterbacks into passing threats. This is best seen in 2022 when Shane Steichen was the Eagles offensive coordinator, as Jalen Hurts finished 2nd in the MVP race, and also they made the Super Bowl. And for Richardson's potential stats, I wouldn't be surprised if he rushed for 10 plus touchdowns and passed for over 3,000 yards. If Richardson is really able to unlock the Colts offense, they could potentially make their first playoff since 2020. Khalil Shakir had a really underrated sophomore campaign as the Bills' wide receiver 3 in 2023. On the surface, Shakir only caught 39 passes for 611 yards and scored 2 touchdowns in 17 games. But in fact, advanced statistics told the full story of his excellent season. Shakir in 2023 led all qualified receivers with a 133.6 passer rating when targeted, according to PFF. He also had the most yards per target at 13.6 yards, and according to PlayerProfiler, had the #1 production premium of plus 21.1. And Shakir caught a touchdown in both playoff games, increasing his momentum into this season. And of course, the biggest move over the Bills offseason was trading away Stephon Diggs to the Texans, and Gabe Davis signed a 3-year deal with the Jaguars this offseason. These departures alleviate the wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 role for the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills, of course, have a prolific passing offense under Josh Allen, who has thrown for 4,000 yards every year since 2020. With the Bills' passing volume, someone will step up as the wide receiver 1. And over this offseason, many have pointed to Keon Coleman, Bills' 2024 second-round pick, as Diggs' heir. But in reality, I don't think Keon Coleman will take the bulk of the targets. As a low-volume, low-separation receiver who thrives at the catch point, Coleman should act as a deep threat and red zone option. Even as a slot receiver, Shakir should be the wide receiver 1 of the Bills' offense. He can mimic Diggs' role as a check down or explosive option and is perfectly set up for an 1,000-plus yard season with the Bills in 2024. As one of the most explosive players in the league, rookie Devon Achane was one of the best running backs in 2023. In 11 games with the Dolphins, Achane rushed for 800 yards and 8 touchdowns on only 103 carries, which is 7.8 yards per carry. He also caught 27 passes for 197 yards with 3 receiving touchdowns. But in reality, Achane was PFF's highest graded running back in the NFL with a grade of 92.4. And the amount of stats that Achane led was staggering. Achane was first among qualified running backs in these stats: PFF rushing grade, yards per carry, yards per touch, EPA or expected points added, yards after contact per attempt, breakaway run percentage, production premium, and elusive rating. Achane ended his 2023 season averaging 90 yards and a touchdown per game in his rookie season. And in 2024, Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel has already stated he expects Achane to have a larger role in the Dolphins offense. With a full season as the Dolphins RB1, the sky is the limit for his potential production. The only problem is if Mostert and rookie Jalen Wright eat into his opportunity. But if he manages to just get 160 carries, Achane could easily rush for 1,100 yards with 10 touchdowns. And he could also make a Pro Bowl spot in the AFC. And I also believe Achane could enter his name as a consensus top 10 running back next year. Christian Gonzalez was an absolute steal when the Patriots selected him with the 17th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. So much of a steal that I gave the pick an A+ and ranked it as the best pick of the first round. And Gonzalez did not disappoint to start his 2023 season. In 4 games, he allowed only 157 yards and 0 touchdowns. He also allowed a passer rating of 67.5 while catching 1 interception. And through weeks 1 through 3, he was even PFF's 8th highest graded coverage cornerback with a grade of 83.4. Unfortunately though, his season ended after tearing his labrum and dislocating his shoulder in a loss versus the Cowboys in week 4. But Gonzalez seemingly thrives in high leverage matchups. At Oregon, he consistently traveled with opponents' wide receiver ones and shut them down. And in 2023, his 6 receptions for 71 yards versus AJ Brown was his worst game of the season. But he didn't allow over 50 yards in a matchup with both Garrett Wilson and Tyreek Hill in weeks 2 and 3. And before leaving the game early versus the Cowboys, he only allowed 1 reception to Michael Gallup. The only question for Gonzalez entering the 2024 season will be his health coming back from his shoulder surgery. The Patriots, of course, won't be a playoff team, but they do have a really solid pass defense as they allowed the 11th least passing yards per game, and Gonzalez coming back should only improve their defense. With Gonzalez's short sample size, I think he's already proven that he can not only travel with wide receiver ones, but he can handle his own. And I believe that Gonzalez has Pro Bowl level talent, and in a full season should play at the level of a top 15 cornerback. For Eagles and football fans alike, it was a sad day when Jason Kelce retired this offseason. A true Hall of Fame career, and Kelce will be looked at as an all-time great. But the Eagles have been preparing for this day since 2021. They drafted All-American center Landon Dickerson from Alabama in the 2nd round of the 2021 NFL Draft, and they followed that up with drafting Cam Jurgens, center from Nebraska, in the 2nd round of the 2022 NFL Draft. And in 2023, with both Jurgens and Dickerson playing meaningful snaps, the Eagles' offensive line was PFF's #1 pass blocking unit with a grade of 77.0 and the 3rd highest graded run blocking unit at a grade of 74.9. Landon Dickerson is already a Pro Bowl left guard and also signed a 4-year extension this offseason. The Eagles will likely move Cam Jurgens to center for the 2024 season. Jurgens in 2023 played the majority of his snaps at right guard, and in 11 games, Jurgens allowed 0 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and 22 pressures according to PFF. But in 2024, Jurgens is moving back to his natural position. The last time he played a full season at center was in 2021 at Nebraska, where he allowed 0 sacks and 13 pressures in 792 snaps at center. Without Kelce, the Eagles' offensive line won't be as dominant, and Jurgens is unlikely to replicate Kelce's efficiency with the tush push. But if Cam Jurgens can manage to reproduce just 75% of Kelce's production, the Eagles' offensive line unit should continue to function at a high level. I'm also not saying that Cam Jurgens is going to be a Pro Bowl level player, but what I am trying to express is that if the Eagles' offensive line is still a top 5 unit, that's a really good season for Cam Jurgens stepping into a difficult role as the Eagles' center. But that is going to do it for this video. Guys, in the comments, please let me know some players you think will break out in the 2024 NFL season, as well as liking and subscribing to this video, and go to PlayerProfiler.com to read my full article and the rest of the articles that I post on there. The link will be in the description. But that's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video.